What's up, guys? It's Amara from the App Bakery, and today we're going to be looking at one of the FreeCodeCamp challenges, the Bonfire challenge called Check for Palindromes. So let's read through it. So it says, return true if the given string is a palindrome, otherwise return false. A palindrome is a word or sentence that's spelled the same way both forward and backward, ignoring punctuation, case, and spacing. Note, you would need to remove all non-alphanumeric characters. This includes punctuation, spaces, symbols, excuse me, and return everything lowercase in order to check for palindromes. We'll pass strings with varying formats for race car, among others, and it's provided us with some helpful links. Let's check them out. So with the first, we've got the replace method returns a new string with some or all matches of a pattern replaced by a replacement. And it provides an example here. There we go. So if it takes this string, if you apply the replace method, you'd get that. So we were saying replace Xmas with Christmas. That makes sense. Ignoring whether it's uppercase or lowercase, that's what the R stands for. And for to lowercase, the method returns the calling string value converted to lowercase. So what it's simply doing here is converting uppercase alphabet to lowercase alphabet using this method. Does that make sense? Cool, let's jump right in. Right, so to start with, we're going to remove these two lines of code. And first of all, what we want to do is remove all non-alphanumeric characters and replace them with spaces. So to do that, we're going to initialize a variable called strrep and equate that to an empty string. And here we're going to say strrep is equal to str.replace, and we're going to say replace all non-words. So capital W stands for non-words. So replace all non-words and with a space. All right. So next thing we need to do, once we've replaced all non-words, we need to then convert that string to lowercase. So let's initialize another variable. I'm going to call this, shall we call this? Call it str lower. And then we're going to put it as an empty string. So str lower would be equal to, say, that's equal to strrep to lowercase. Right, okay. So we're converting the string that's come out from this, so converting strrep to lowercase. And once we've done that, things get a little bit interesting. So what we want to do is take that string that we've converted to lowercase, split it, reverse it, and join it in order to test for whether it's a palindrome or not. Because if it is a palindrome, it should be spelt the same way when it's been reversed. So in order to do that, we're going to create yet another variable. We're going to call this str split, and this will be an empty array. And over here we say str split is equal to str lower dot split, and then we put a space in there. And the next one will be str gonna join, but we need to also initialize str join. Str join would be a string. So when we're saying split it, into an array and join that array into a single string, which is important because it's going to help us with the reversing. We're going to come to that very soon. And then say join it without space. So just to provide a bit of explanation here, if we had race car, so imagine we fed the function with race car, this str split should give us this. Let's actually comment that out. It should give us this race car, and then this join will just essentially turn this array into a single string car. And then what we can do later on is split this string further so it's as individual letters and then reverse it. Well, we'll come to that. So first of all, let's store it. We're going to store it because we're going to use it for comparison later. And we need to initialize str store. And str store would be an empty variable. So str store here, let's store our str join in there because we're going to need str join later on. Okay, so we're going to say here is str split is equal to str join dot split, because we're splitting it into letters this time to enable us to do the reverse. All right, and essentially this should give us race car. Imagine we had race car, which was our str join. We should be able to split that into something that looks like this, but is individual letters. Something that looks like that. Yeah. Okay, so what we need to then do now is focus on reversing. So we would need to initialize yet another variable. So we call this one strrev. Oops. All right. And we need a statement like this: str is equal to str split dot reverse and because we kind of know race car is a palindrome anyway, it should give us this. It should give us the same thing. And then str join should take that str rev dot join. So we're going to basically join this back again, and that would serve the basis for testing whether it's a palindrome or not. So it will essentially give us this again. Yeah. All right. Okay. So to test whether it's a palindrome, we would need an if statement. So what we'll say is if str store is strictly equal to str join, please return true, else return false. Okay, so that should work. So shall we check it out? So let's check it out. Okay, so we seem to have got everything apart from this, and I purposely left this one out, and just to show you why we didn't get this is because, as I mentioned earlier, capital W signifies non-words, but the non-words doesn't include underscore. So in order to include underscore, we'd need a pipe here and an underscore. So not only does it remove non-words, it removes non-words as well as underscore. And let's see what happens now. And it works. Awesome. Cool. Well, I hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, please leave us a thumbs up. I'd also like to see how you guys managed to solve this as well. If you solved in a more efficient way, in a better way, please pop your code in the comment section. We'd like to see your code. And yeah, thanks guys for watching, and all the best with your challenges. Cheers.